Seamus Foran. I'm the chef and owner here at Acadia Bistro in Portland, Oregon. And today I was going to show you how to make one of our signature dishes, the Louisiana BBQ shrimp. So we're just going to start by getting a nice saute pan good and hot. And then what I have here are the star of this dish. These are Louisiana Gulf shrimp with their heads on. You might notice that those are a little rare these days. You don't see that too often in the grocery store. But what's great about this is that shrimp are very lean sources of meat, so they don't have a lot of fat in them, but the fat that they do have is a lot of times in the head, so there's a lot of flavor there, and once you start cooking that really comes out. So once our pan is getting nice and hot, we're just gonna pop a little of this oil in here. It's kind of like a neutral oil. It's an olive oil canola oil blend. It's got a nice high smoking point and not too much flavor, so you're really just gonna taste the shrimp. All right, so that's good to go. Get these shrimp going in here. And then I'm going to season them just a little bit with some salt. Now, you don't want to go too crazy with this because we'll add some more salt to it later on. Oh yeah, listening to the sizzle there. So you just want to get a little bit of color on these. I'll give them a little flip here. You'll see when shrimp starts to change color, that's when they start cooking. So now I'm gonna start adding some of our flavor. I've got 2 tablespoons of ground cracked black pepper. Throw that in there. 2 more tablespoons of our house-made Creole seasoning. Get that. A little pinch of rosemary, and when I say a little pinch, I mean like 2 needles. Then we're gonna toss that around just a little bit, get that going. And then we're gonna add some Worcestershire sauce. This is just Leon Perrin's. That's a huge component in a lot of Louisiana cooking. So we'll get that going, and now we're gonna add a little bit of lemon juice. I'm just gonna squeeze that in there like a Red Lobster commercial. Start cooking that up. Now I'm gonna add just a little bit of garlic. And once this starts to form like a nice looking crust on the bottom of the pan, we'll deglaze it with some nice dry white wine. Try to give those shrimps a nice rinse there. And we're just gonna kind of let this cook down and reduce. And just try to make sure you don't overcook the shrimp. Nobody likes those overcooked rubbery shrimp. That's a crime against humanity. So you kind of keep an eye on these guys, and once the color starts to turn that nice kind of light orange, we'll know they're getting done. And we're gonna reduce this sauce, and then we're gonna start with the fun part here. I'm gonna take it off the heat for a second, and now we're gonna whisk in a little bit of butter. So what we're kind of doing here is making like a classic French beurre blanc sauce, which is like a reduction of white wine that you slowly whisk cold butter into. Now it can be tricky because the butter, if you get it too hot, likes to separate, and then you won't have the right flavor. So a trick to it is to just work the pan on and off the heat. Stir in some butter. Stir it around nice and slow. Watch that butter melt, become one with the shrimp. As you see, it's starting to melt a little bit, looking good, right? I'll add a little bit more butter here. Take it off the heat a little bit. All that butter nice and melted. I'm just gonna season it with a little pinch of salt here, and then we'll be ready to plate this bad boy up. So I've got these shrimps nice and cooked. Take them out of this sauce. Use that lemon for a little color there at the end. Then we've got it right here, and we're just gonna pour this sauce right over the top. Top it with a little bit of green onions. and a little bit more black pepper. And there you have it, folks. A nice, delicious Louisiana barbecue shrimp. Acadia Bistro, Portland, Oregon. Come try one.